I'm working on Odyssey. I really need to make a video of this car, but basically it's got an issue with Shift Solenoid. I think the code is P0983, I believe it was, Shift Solenoid D, high voltage or high circuit. Essentially I've replaced two sensors. I replaced the sensor down there. You can see the plug. This one. Green, that's one of the pressure sensors. That didn't do anything. I swapped the gearbox filter, which is this thing. Swapped that over. Swapped the oil. 3 liters only. You could unflush the whole thing, just do 3 liters, whatever comes out the drain. There's a second solenoid there. You can just see this blue greenish top down there. And essentially the way you get to them, it can't be a daunting task, but I thought, oh, fuck, I'll try, because there's no one in the UK who's going to repair this car for me. Essentially, I don't know if Accords or CRV is going to be similar, but gearbox should be in a similar location, so it'll give you an idea. Basically, there's a plastic cover you can pop off on the side, passenger side or driver side, depending on what side you are. This is a right-hand drive car, Japanese import. And once you pop the cover off, which is 8 or something 10mm bolts, you'll then get to this. To pop the cover off, you also have to remove the dipstick. So that's one single 10mm, a single clip, and then there's 3 10mm at the top, and then you basically can just lift it up a little bit, move it out of the way. But obviously, before you do any of this, drain the oil out of the gearbox, 3 liters, whatever comes out of the drain port, and that's it. That should be enough to get to these, because these usually are submerged in oil. Yeah, pop the cover off, and then you'll see all the solenoids and all the wiring for them. So in my case, the one I'm literally pointing at, the one with the black top at the bottom, second to the one, and the yellow wire is the one that's apparently dropping error. That's the Shift Solenoid. The one underneath, the brown one's a different part number, but I believe mine one is the one at the bottom that's unplugged, the black one that's failing. And you'll see down there, there is a little black, let me zoom in, that's where you remove another 10mm bolt. Once you remove the 10mm bolt, you can then remove the brown solenoid, and right after you can follow with the black one. You got to basically twist and pull it a little bit, because it's basically just 2 O-rings that kind of hold them inside the gearbox to stop it from leaking or mixing up or whatever. And then it's a 10mm bolt. I believe it's 8 to 10 millimeters to torque them up, including all these external bolts. You can also get to through the bottom for these bottom bolts, which is easier, and also to remove the solenoid, because even though you're in here, it's deep inside the arch and to the gearbox. So it can be a bit of a daunting task, and yeah, as I said, I wasn't sure if I'm going to do it, but I thought, fuck yeah, I'll go ahead and give it a go. And while I'm at it, I thought I'll film a little video, because personally I spent hours and hours on googling for this to try and find some kind of idea of how to do this job. And yeah, hopefully this helps to anyone. And on top of it, I thought I'll mention it. Where was it? Just here, this part, just by the dipstick. Here you can see a bit of green reflecting. That's the second pressure sensor. That should be, hopefully, is helpful for people. But on top of it, I'll show you the cover. There you go, look and get off. So this is the actual cover, top facing. You can see that's where the dipstick is. And if you don't remove the dipstick, you'll have these 2 bolts that are literally blocked off by the dipstick. Again, it's 1 bolt, and it's an O-ring. You go just pop out. On top of it, there's 3 10mm bolts that hold a fuel filter, sorry, not fuel, gearbox filter bracket, and also the dipstick itself. When you do that, you got to basically keep in mind of what's at the top. This is the top, and then what I've done is I've taken every single ball that I removed, because they're all different lengths, funny enough. Well, the ones on the right hand side are longer, the ones on the left hand side are shorter. And then these are the dipstick tube, these are the bracket ones, and this is the internal bolt. But yeah, when you do come to replace it, you also need to get a paper gasket. I think this is literally like £3 or $3. I had to get mine shipped from Japan, just because obviously Odyssey, Japanese import, can't get it. Yeah, hopefully this has been useful to some people. But yeah, once you do this, obviously to refill the oil, use the dipstick once it's reconnected, obviously, and to drain the oil, drain it through that. And another thing to note, only 3 liters of oil will come out And when you refill, make sure you use a genuine Honda ATF, which is basically that code, DW1 ATF Honda. It's quite expensive, but you basically, what you do is once you drain it, keep an eye on how many liters you drained. In my case, it was 3 liters. So I will fill exactly 3 liters back in. The dipstick is kind of difficult to read when the engine is cold and the gearbox is cold. So yeah, anyway, hopefully this has been useful to some people, because as far as I care, there's no information online on how to do this.